Hey guys. All right, we present in Oracle's POA network, and we have exactly 6 minutes to tell you what we do. Let's see. Oracle's POA network is a decentralized hub for open connected networks based on proof of authority consensus mechanism. Because we implemented this alternative consensus mechanism, we are cost efficient. Because the ecosystem allows creating multiple blockchains for different projects, we are scalable. And because these blockchains can talk to each other to transfer value, we are interoperable.
So now that you know what Oracle's network is, let's see in more details why we should exist. In the last couple years, blockchain technology has demonstrated a number of potential applications, but it did not make it easier, faster, or simpler for small and medium businesses to implement the technology. Existing public, expensive networks are still out of reach for them, and they're not just scalable enough. So we asked ourselves the question if there can be a solution that would allow projects that build businesses we interact with on a daily basis to take advantage of the technology with no dramatic budget sacrifices. And we at Oracle's network are making a statement that consensus by individuals might be a feasible business model to solve this issue. Consensus by individuals or proof of authority is a modified form of proof of stake. But instead of monetary value, validators put their identity at stake. Well, just to make it clear, authority here does not mean that Jay-Z needs to be one of the validators. Identity in this context means correspondence between validators' identification on the platform with officially issued documents, meaning that the person in reality should be who he claims to be. Just like in POS, in proof of authority, the stake is scarce. But unlike POS, in proof of authority, there is just one stake, because all of us have just one identity, right? Well, unless we dive into psychological complications, most of us have just one true identity. And placing your identity at stake means voluntarily disclosing who you are for the right to validate the blocks and secure the network, meaning that all the rewards that you derive from doing it are public, and so are malicious actions that you might potentially undertake. To make this concept work in real-life setting, we at Oracle's network require all the validators to hold active public notary licenses.
Click this thing. Okay, so this kind of setup allows us to incentivize every validator to act in the interest of the network. And also the setup is cheap by nature, so we are able to achieve faster block time and cheaper transactions. But actually, just simply building a blockchain with an alternative consensus mechanism is not the main point here, because it's still a finite throughput for such blockchain. However, creating multiple blockchains that share same properties and can connect to each other to transfer value is the main point. Proof of authority consensus mechanism is not only applicable to secure the blockchain, it is also applicable to secure the bridges that can be used to transfer value between the blockchains. Oracle's POA network has built such bridges that allow any ERC20-based project to move some of its computations from expensive network into a cheaper, cost-efficient, faster, proof of authority-based network. And that's our vision of scalability. We call it horizontal scaling. Try to click. So where do we sit amongst all the scaling options out there? Crudely, we can divide them into 5 big groups. Option number 1, you can mess around with the block size, or you can reorganize the block, just like SegWit would do. Option number 2, you can mess with what's on-chain and what's off-chain, right? Just like Lightning Network would do. Option number 3, you can mess with the consensus mechanism. Proof of authority is just one of the examples, but there is, the IOTA Stangle, there is Hashgraph, there is sharding, and yes, sliced emoji is our visual representation of sharding. Option number 4, you can create multiple chain structures where the daughter chain would only periodically settle on the parent chain, just like Plasma would do. And finally, Option number 5, you can connect existing blockchains regardless of their governance or regardless of their consensus mechanism via the bridges. So where does Oracle POA network sit into all of this? We do change the consensus mechanism, we do create the parallel proof of authority based chain structures, and we do allow them transfer value between each other using the bridges.
So this is who we are and this is what we do. And now let's take a short pop-up quiz to make sure that you were listening to us attentively enough. So why are we building Oracle's POA network? Option A, to the moon. Option B, because Lambo. And option C, to create a scalable ecosystem of interconnected, cost-efficient blockchains. And the right answer is C. 2 weeks ago, we successfully completed our token sale, and we are launching our main net with initial validators on December 15. We are hiring and looking for like-minded people, so if you feel interested, please do drop us a line. That's it. Thank you very much.